will be taken to the court not before 8 o'clock local time this evening. It's a gorgeous evening here in Montreal. It's been humid all day, but the clouds departed, and couldn't wish for better conditions. Hasn't really been that windy all day, so there's an excellent chance of seeing some really good tennis from these two. Give me a little bit of insight, Robbie, as to where Djokovic's mind's at the moment. He said at the beginning of the year wanted to win the French Open more than any other Grand Slam. Wasn't able to do so. Had chances in beating Nadal in that epic semi-final. Of course, it's always nice if you don't win the French to back it up by winning Wimbledon. Wasn't able to do so, losing to Andy Murray in the final there. So, is there anything left for him to achieve this season, or would it be a nice icing on the cake for him to do well in these two tournaments and then win the US Open?
Oh, that would mean he's got 2 majors in a year. I think that's an unbelievable effort, and he had signed for that pretty much just about every year of his career. Let's not forget, of course, that he did win the Oz Open, and I think it's been a very, very good year for him. It's been a solid year. Perhaps hasn't had all the results that he would want to do, especially thinking about the French Open. It would have been a tough pill to swallow, but I think this guy's so good mentally now. He's able to put those things behind him and just move on, always look forward rather than looking back.
How come he lost a set against Istomin? For those that didn't watch that last night, was it Istomin playing well, or was Djokovic a little below par?
He was a little off his game, but some of the best tennis I've ever seen Istomin playing. In fact, in that opening set, he was hitting something like 60% of his shots down the line off both the backhand and the forehand. So he was changing direction and basically doing to Novak what Novak does to so many of his opponents, running him ragged and just hitting winner after winner after winner. So I think you've got to give some props to the Uzbek. Wasn't able to maintain that level, though. That's what top boys are able to do for so long throughout the course of a match, force you to play at the highest of levels.
It's always the challenge, isn't it? Gasquet now is 27. It seems like he's been around for, what, like 15 years or so, and he almost has, because he started playing as a 15-year-old, qualifying in Monte Carlo. He's had a pretty decent season. We watched him win in Doha earlier this year, beating Davydenko in the final, coming back from a set and a breakdown in that one. He was a winner in Montpellier as well, beat Benoit Paire there, semi-finalist in Miami. Played some good ball, didn't he, before falling to Murray there. Played well on a lot of different surfaces, reached the semi-finals in Halle as well before using to Yuzhny, and a quarter-finalist in Monte Carlo. So, he's a man for all surfaces and all seasons, and nice to have him back inside the top 10. My first question to you, Robbie, is will we see him in London qualified as a top 8 finisher on the regular season this year?
I think, wow, that's a good question. I think we will. I think he's going to sneak in this year. I don't think Janko Tipsarevic is in the mix anymore this season. I think that
Tsonga's injured as well, isn't he? He's missed these 2 tournaments. He's pulled out of Cincy next week.
Right. So
it's going to be a struggle for him.
Could see him go on the slide. So perhaps the stars are aligning as far as he's concerned.
And a good win over Kei Nishikori, because had he lost that match and had Raonic not made the final, then Nishikori would have broken into the top 10. So he'd be another that would be nudging Gasquet as everybody attempts to qualify for the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals in the O2 Arena. So that was a good win against Nishikori. Makes you play a lot of balls. That one yesterday evening out on our second show court. The bad news for Gasquet is he's only won 1 of 8 previous encounters, and that was Tennis Masters Cup in China many moons ago, 2007. Remember it well. Gasquet played really good tennis in that tournament, beat him 4-2 there. But they have met here in Canada in 2012 in the final, as I mentioned earlier. Djokovic winning that one pretty comfortably, 3-2. And they also met in a challenger back in 2005. Those were the days. Djokovic winning that one when Gasquet had to retire early doors in that second set. Most of the matches have been won pretty comfortably. Now, why is that, Robbie? Is it just a case of Djokovic being better and Gasquet not having anything that can really hurt Djokovic with? Or is there something in this matchup that really hurts the Frenchman apart from that?
Well, I think the big problem for Gasquet has been between the years. He hasn't been able to compete well enough for me against the best guys in the world. But I think it's changed over the last 18 months or so. And I think there's a better chance of him beating the top players on the planet, but it's still very difficult because he doesn't possess any major firepower, and it's the way you've got to beat these guys. We know that he's such a good mover as Novak, that you've got to hit incredible shots, hard shots regularly, and you've got to be focused for 5 hours in order to do so. And I think Gasquet is lacking just a little bit in that department.
Lovely evening here in Montreal, and couldn't wish for a better order of play. Novak Djokovic, the world #1, the defending champion, up against Richard Gasquet in a repeat of last year's final in Toronto. And a little later on this evening, Rafa Nadal will play the Australian qualifier, Marinko Matosevic.
Ready?
Djokovic a winner in 3 sets yesterday evening against Dennis Istomin. Looking for a better start this evening, and he's got the advantage of serving first.
Game 15 love. C'est là.
That's a sneaky little second serve, that one.
First game.
And that's a nice bright start. It's a magnificent stadium. This got a bit of history to it as well. Montreal Expos used to play their baseball here, and that's why when you're looking down from this end, you can see where home plate would have been. Just tends to curve around very nicely there, so they've worked with that history, which is always nice, rather than just building a generic tennis center. And they do a lot of training here with the best juniors that Canada have to offer throughout the year. Big training base for Tennis Canada.
Love 15.
You always have to serve well to stand any chance at all against the likes of Djokovic. Gasquet's serve is a little underrated. It's a sneaky good. He's taller than you think, Gasquet. A little broader as well, real life.
Now be that battle of the backhands up the line today. One of the best single-handed backhands in the game against probably my choice for a double. Go along with that?
What does probably mean? I mean, it's either yes or no, right? I'm tired of you sitting on the fence, man.
Yeah, I mean, in other words, there's other guys who are contenders, but Djokovic just edges them out.
Yeah, there's not much to complain about as far as the quality of his backhand's concerned. Same for Gasquet when you're talking about single-handers. Magnificent.
Trente 40.
It's the pressure that Djokovic will put on by trying to take the ball early as Sebastian Grosjean. Of course, I think he's a former world number 4, if memory serves me correctly. He's been helping Gasquet on and off for the last few years. Doesn't trouble with him all the time. He lives in the States, Boca Raton. Urging him on here. Breakpoint Djokovic. Beautifully done. Dictating from start to finish there.
Just spreading the court beautifully. Look at the setup, the preparation. Left hand taking the racket back and dips into it, loads with the legs, and then everything works in beautiful sync. He's so flexible as well. Loose when he hits the shot. It's one of his greatest assets.
Was I reading the other day, does a lot of yoga and Tai Chi, stuff like that?
That's right.
That's always good for the flexibility. And of course, your mental outlook centers you. Very important. Oh, yes.
Got to be careful of that approach. How often we say it. Still, that shot is incredible. Hand-eye coordination. Very, very good.
It's very good, wasn't it? That's the difficulty with the single-handed backhand. Djokovic just giving his forehand a little more air. Got some top spin on it, so it's kicking up. US Federer, how difficult it is to continually hit high single-handed backhands. He was on his back foot there. Very, very tough because he's trying to brush up the back of the ball to get some top spin.
Partout. 30. Conte 40. 40.
Now a chance for Gasquet. Quickly snuffed out. It's a sensible first serve. It's only 194k. And he knows where it's going. He's serving to the weakness there. He knows he's probably going to get the short reply. Already in his mind, he knows where he's going to hit that first shot. It's a pattern of play that he's practiced over and over. Good tennis.
Oh. Wonderful changing on direction. Looks dialed in early on. Nothing wrong with the shot from Gasquet. That is just too good. An inch from the baseline. Hit at 152 k's an hour. That's not going to come back too often.
Égalité. 10.
Nice time to be playing. 6:20 local time. They do say scientific studies have shown that the best time to compete or try and excel physically is around 5:30 to 6:30 in the evening. Good length. Can defend well with a good slice backhand.
Avantage Gasquet.
Yeah, you got to be careful about running around the ball when it's that deep, and I think he might have just called for the trainer.
Oh, not another one.
Just,
I heard it. I don't know from where, but I heard it.
or maybe it was a call.
Yeah, I think so, from the crowd.
Yeah, pardon me. Forget about trainers. We had enough of that today.
Yeah, Davy only lasted 3 games.
Égalité.
It's a lovely serve. It's just called security. They're scanning the CCTV footage as we speak, ready for an ejection. So he's done well here, saved a couple of break points. Back to Juice.
Avantage Djokovic. Djokovic.
Did well to hold there. Focused well when he was break points down. He's not happy,
Djokovic man, 3 games.
but he's got off to a great start. It's Gasquet who's in trouble. He trails 3-love first set.
When?
Is he going there now?
No.
Time. Sit quickly, please. Tenemos de place rapidement, s'il vous plaît. Jeux sont prêts, merci.
It's an important game, this. He's got to try and get the scoreboard working.
Players are ready. Thank you very much. Thank you. First interval.
A few fans a little late arriving. This was the first change of ends, of course. They're desperate to get in there, find a seat.
What about an extended change of ends after the third game? Because so often we see that. Just 30 seconds, 35 seconds longer.
Yeah, it's true, because
A minute, perfect.
especially if there's matches finished previously, everyone goes out to get a bite to eat, don't they? Someone to drink.
It's good for the revenue. Squeeze in a couple more ads.
30-15.
Good suggestion.
Forehand was a little off in this match against Maya. Found his range in sets 2 and 3 against Isterman yesterday. Just
doesn't look comfortable in these baseline rallies, Gasquet. I was Djokovic does. He can defend a little better than Gasquet, and then he can up the pace as and when it's required. Decent serve, that. Lot of slice on it. 179k, but moving away from Djokovic all the time. So that's a much better game as far as the Frenchman's concerned, and gives him a fighting chance in this opening set.
Yeah, as long as it's just one break. Fancier chances of getting it back. He did it so well in his opening match, did Djokovic. Something Maya couldn't come to grips with.
15 left.
Nice to see him ghost in great feel. I love the way he moves laterally after he hits that backhand volley in order to help create the angle. So it's the racket head and the body movement working in tandem with one another.
Yeah, he made it look really simple. A complicated shot to execute well. He understood exactly what he was trying to do there.
Old school.
Djokovic.
Well, no problem so far. Defending champion is looking good. 4-1 first set.
Oh, it's always interesting when you have a look at the rally hit point comparison from both guys, and you can see Djokovic looking to take it on the rise. That's one of the things he does so well, and he's giving it a good nudge as well. 125 k's an hour average ground stroke speed, but Jason Gasquet is so deep in the court, you can understand why he struggles when he plays against Novak.
And he often gets criticised for being too passive against the best players in the world. So you would think that you would have that ingrained in your mind, that the most important thing at the beginning of the match is not to get bossed around. He hasn't had a single ground stroke inside the baseline yet. It's mind-blowing. And that's the same deal there. You know, he got pushed further and further behind the baseline, so Djokovic has the option of using the drop shot. Why do you think that is, Robbie? Why does Gasquet, against the best in the world, get very passive? Because he's got nothing to lose, right? No one's expecting him to win tonight, so surely he can just go in and just say, hey, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, I guess it's his default setting, you know.
It's different if you're expected to win. Sometimes you do play a little cautiously. You don't want to make mistakes.
Oh, it's wonderful ball striking from Djokovic. Intelligently, just plugging away initially at the forehand of Gasquet. Talk about taking the ball early. Didn't hit that one particularly hard. It was the fact that he took it on the rise that did the damage.
15 seconds. 15 seconds. Quinze, 40. 15, 40.
It's going to be such a good shot to sneak in on Djokovic because he's so good at just rolling that first one down to your feet. You have so few options rather than just bunting the ball up. What else can you do? And then he's got options. So it's been a fantastic start by the top seed. Just a game away from wrapping up this opening set now.
Kansas, 15 left. Trente, 30 left.
Gasquet going the wrong way there. Not getting a lead on the Djokovic delivery at all. He's won 11 of the last 12 points, and it's given him 3 set points.
Quarante, 40, 15. Premier match, Djokovic.
Hardly put a foot wrong. Good focus, execution of the game plan was outstanding, but you have to say Gasquet perhaps just a little too passive throughout the opening set and paid a heavy price for it. 6-1 in 24 minutes.
Oh, Jason's just nipped out. Sam's back in. What do you make of that, Sam? That was quick.
Yeah, either one of these guys even break a sweat?
15 partout. 15 all.
Gasquet just can't keep the ball in the court in this match. 12 unforced errors. He's only hit 3 winners, and Gasquet is usually a lot more lethal than that. Djokovic just punishing him.
15-30.
Tough to watch when you're a coach. Of course, Sébastien Grosjean shares the coaching responsibilities with Riccardo Piatti.
Let premier service.
And the fact that Gasquet's only serving
15-40.
35% first serves in, going to help his cause, that's for sure.
It's almost getting embarrassing. Something. It's one of the better shots Gasquet's hit.
30-40. 30-40. Égalité 10.
Footfall called on Gasquet.
Avantage Djokovic.
Just needs to get on the board. Does well to fight off 2 break points. Doesn't need to be giving Novak any more invitations.
Yeah. Just keeps on going.
Deuxième match. First game, second set.
Oh, we now get Novak's backhand is up the line, but of course, for me, a shot that he's been managing so well over the last couple of years is the forehand. That used to be a bit of a weakness for him, but not anymore. Yeah, he's got plenty of variety as well with that shot, and you can see almost mixing it up perfectly. 50% of the time going cross court, 50% of the time going down the line, and beautiful depth as well with that one cross court. Every now and then he can throw in the short angle, but good purchase as well. 124 k's an hour, spreading the court beautifully. Very few balls going down the center of the court, so as a result, Gasquet is having to work extremely hard.
15 love. 30 seconds. 30 love.
And Djokovic is just rolling through this match.
40 love.
It's the polar opposite of last night when he was very sluggish against Dennis Istomin. I'm sure Gasquet would like to see the Djokovic from last night.
40-15.
I mean, you got a difference of opinion on that match last night. You thought he played really badly, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I did.
Okay.
And you didn't.
I
Yeah.
think he played that badly. Out of 10, what are you giving him for last night's performance?
Last night, out of 10, I'd give him a 4.
Djokovic.
I don't think he was 50%, really.
Djokovic man de jeux à 2 games to love.
Yeah, I thought he played a little better. We had a punch up about it earlier today, but Sam won, so I've got to be careful what I say. I thought Istomin played well. Didn't allow Novak to settle into his game. He's changing direction with his groundies very effectively, kept Novak off balance, and Djokovic wasn't able to dictate proceedings.
Quick
Finally,
2-love start.
15 love.
And Gasquet finally finds a way to win a point.
Seconds. 30 love. On seconds. 30-15.
that'll work.
40
Nice arc on the ball.
40-15.
To create a little bit more angle.
Gasquet.
All right, Gasquet has matched his game total from the first set. But he is down to break a serve
2 games to
here in this second set. A lot of ground to make up.
The best clubs in the world are gearing up for the next season with friendly matches. Today, Liverpool, Celtic, live on ESPN.
Time.
Magnificent oil painting of a backhand from Gasquet.
0-15.
Love this backhand.
15.
It's the advantage of having a good serve. Just 3 points.
15.
Air ace everything good that happened on the point before. Instantly, one swing of the racket. How do you guard against that? That's why he sits in the penthouse of the rankings.
30-15.
1 inch from the line there. And then that one is just drilled into the opening court. Copy and paste.
40-15. 40-15.
At least we're getting a little more shot making now instead of just all Djokovic. Good hold. Withstood a beautiful backhand from Gasquet, but it didn't matter in the score.
Djokovic man, 3-1.
It's the kind of tennis that we saw from him when he took on Jeremy Chardy at Wimbledon. I don't know if you called that match, but it's some of the best tennis I saw Djokovic play in a long time. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was, he was in a different zone.
Second 15. Low 15. Back to 15 on.
Well, Djokovic is just seeing the ball so well. He lost that point, but that return was an example of that. Just good serve from Gasquet and sent right back at him like a rocket.
She got a bonus point for that. Look at that. Back spinner.
Gasquet is at least keeping pace here in this set, but he is still down a break, so it's a lot of ground to make up. Well, Richard Gasquet making this more competitive second set, certainly more enjoyable than the first set from the fans' perspective. Djokovic probably doesn't like it as much, but he's still up a set and a break. All this could result in a Djokovic-Nadal semifinal tomorrow night, but still a ways to go before we can start proclaiming that.
Kansas 15 love. Gasquet challenging the ball on the left, center service line, ball was called in. We have a third second serve.
So good, just to be able to produce that shot whenever you want it. It's lights out.
Oh,
Again.
he's putting on a tennis clinic, isn't he?
It really is. I mean, the ball is just so big to him. He's seeing it so well.
And it's a clinic as far as the shot making is concerned, as well as shot selection.
23 winners for Djokovic, only 12 errors, make it 24 winners. So he's doubled his winners from his errors. 9 of those 24 winners have been aces. He's serving just about 80% of his first serves in. Gasquet's at his mercy. Yeah, gets that too. Gasquet threw his head up as if, oh my gosh, what do I have to do?
15.
Lady Luck is wearing red, white and blue, but unfortunately it's the red, white and blue of Serbia rather than France.
Kenze Barton. 15 all.
That's nice. Taking a page out of Novak's book right there.
30 Kenze. 30-15. Conte Barton. 30 all.
It's just more the same. He's just pouring it on, isn't he? It's tennis of the highest order from the world number 1.
40.
And another chance to break, which would put him a game away from the semis in under an hour. This is just 47 minutes they've been on court. So Djokovic will serve for the semis. At least this set has gone a little longer than the first set, but the result is still a dominant performance by Novak Djokovic. Well, this has been a completely unexpected result, just in terms of the ease with which Djokovic has established himself tonight. Last night it was not as convincing a performance from him. Tonight he's more than made up for any subpar performance last night. He's just dominating a fellow top 10 player. Djokovic serving for the match. Nadal not scheduled to begin until 8 p.m. and it's just 7 o'clock right now.
30-0. Till 40-0.
Well, Djokovic will arrive in the semifinals fresh, that's for sure. This was just nothing but a glorified practice.
Well, he's been the conductor, hasn't he? And he's had Gasquet dancing to his tune.
Still match point for Djokovic. And that'll do it. In 51 minutes, Novak Djokovic is into the semis. I'm sure they will meet again, but their 9th meeting was dominated by Djokovic. Djokovic wins it 6-1, 6-2 in 51 minutes.
The masterclass. That's what that was. Well, they're encouraging him to break out and dance. He's done it after his last 2 matches. There's Novak. I think he's just waiting politely for Gasquet to leave the stage.
Yeah, he caught a little criticism last night because he did the dance before Istomin had left. Istomin had to basically stand there and watch him. Yesterday there was a wig, so let's see. Here comes his dancing partner.
He's always been an entertainer from his very early days on tour when he was so well known for his impressions of other players. And, pretty cool for the ball kids as well.
Got some choreography tonight.
I'll tell you what, there certainly wasn't any luck involved in the win tonight.
No. That's
for sure. It was a dominating performance from start to finish as far as Djokovic was concerned. And don't forget to sound the lens.
It was Get Lucky Montreal. Now tonight it's Get Lucky Love You Montreal.
La prochaine rencontre, mesdames et messieurs, sur le court central, à 20h. Il y a un groupe en ce moment sur le court national.
Stats merely confirm what our eyes witnessed. One-sided performance as far as the Novak was concerned. Look at this winners to unforced errors, more than double the amount of winners. That's incredible against a top-class player in Gasquet. The guy's top 10 in the world. He's ranked number 9, but he's absolutely obliviated him in 51 minutes. Gasquet, no answers, a little too passive for my money. And Novak safely through, so his tank will be full when he takes on either Nadal or Matosevic tomorrow.